This week, it's another Juvederm, but which one? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As you know, I am changing up the format a little bit and we are talking about individual different products instead of doing a whole case. Don't worry, you will still get to see a before and after at the end of the video. Last week, I talked about Juvederm Volbella, which is from their Vicross range. So they got the Vicross range, which is their new range, and they've got the Hyalocross range, which is the older range. And this week I'm going to be talking about the Volux, which is their newest addition to the Vicross range. If you live in the States or maybe even some other countries, you probably don't have access to this one because it's not FDA approved yet. We've had it in the UK for maybe 6 months now. Allergan are promoting this as a filler, which is for the chin and jawline area. So basically anything in the lower part of the face. Actually, I'm using it in multiple different areas. You know, if somebody needs to have quite a robust cheek lift, you could use it. You could use it in the temple. I've seen some people use it in the nose as well, and it does work in all those areas. Coming in at 25 milligrams per mil of hyaluronic acid, it contains the most hyaluronic acid of any product in the Juvederm range. And contrast that with the Volbella that we had last week, which is 15 milligrams per mil. What that translates to clinically is when you inject it, it will give you a lot more structure in that area, which is why it's being used for the jawline and chin region. Apart from the hyaluronic acid content, it's structurally the same as the Volbella, but it does have very, very different handling characteristics. So if we take a close-up look at it now, you can see that it's really possible to, even like build a little pyramid with this thing. At the same time, you can see that it's not particulate. So in some of the older products, when you did a close-up of it, you'd be able to see that there are tiny little bits of almost like lumping. For example, in some of the older Restylane products, you could see that. Just like the rest of the Vicross range, this does come with 0.3% lidocaine. So it's actually not that painful to have injected. One thing that I have noticed is that if you're used to having Voluma injected and then you have Volux, you will definitely experience more swelling with the Volux than you will with the Voluma. It's probably twice as much swelling. I mean, that's a total guesstimate based on absolutely no scientific evidence whatsoever. It's just from injecting a whole bunch of people with the Volux. And it will feel firmer for longer as well. So most of the firmness with the Voluma will go after maybe a week. With the Volux, it's not uncommon for it to take maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but you do get more lifting and you have a bigger clinical effect with it too. Because it's a denser product, it's super important that if you're going to have the Volux done, that you come in without wearing any makeup, because it can be difficult to get every single last particle or foundation off beforehand. So I would argue that there's a bigger risk of infection with the Volux than with the other products. Again, that's based on absolutely no scientific evidence whatsoever. It's just kind of, hearsay in our community. In terms of longevity, it's hard to say because we haven't had it for 18 months, but the manufacturers will say 18 months. So who knows? Given what I've seen already, I would say 100% it's going to last longer than Voluma would in the same area. But as always, we just can't be specific about that. And when I say longevity, I am of course talking about the clinical longevity, not any kind of MRI studies that you might be seeing referenced on other channels. Hello. Okay guys, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, let me know in the down section below. If you liked the video, go ahead and smash the like button. And hey, you could also subscribe to the channel if you fancy. I'll see you next week.